What's up, everybody? Midjourney Fast Hours podcast, episode 62. Rory Flynn, Drew Brucker, back in the building. And man, I'm spotting a little bit of a sty eye today. So if it looks like I got into a fist fight, I didn't, although that would be the cooler story.
That would be way cooler. You can just make it up. You know, we can run.
I should have just said that. All right, forget what I said before. I got into it with this dude. Trust me, you should see the other guy.
What was that scene in Waterboy when he comes home with a black eye and he tells his mama that like a gorilla escaped from the zoo and like punched him in the face or something like that?
Dude, that's okay. God damn, I missed that movie. That was such a good movie. And the noises he made when he was getting ready to hit somebody.
Oh my god. Yeah. That also the Cajun like Bayou coach, like
yeah.
I laugh every time.
I remember when the coach comes over and it's like literally a full-grown alligator on the table.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
There's so many.
A snake. It was like a snake or an alligator, one of the two.
The reason why I said that is because it was on the other day, and it's like one of those movies that's like you can't turn that.
Did you
off.
watch it, or you just saw that? It was on?
It was probably like 30 minutes in, and it's like, all right, let's just watch it right now.
Who did they play in the final bowl game?
Oh god, it's because they're SCLSU, so they're South Central Louisiana State University. They play is it just Central Louisiana University? I forget. It's something like that.
Yeah, that's a good question. It wasn't just Louisiana, was it? I thought it was like a real
or like Ole Miss. It looks like Ole Miss. I mean, they have they're blue and red. I forget what the team is, but I also love a good person when because we have the Giants season tickets, right? So we go to every Giants game. I love seeing a dude in like a Bobby Boucher jersey, just like at a game. Like it makes every time it's just like that. No rooting interest, just straight up Bobby Boucher. Like,
oh my god. I mean, there needs to be another Adam Sandler in his prime somewhere. Like we have to have that. Like Sandler's getting older, man. We are gonna need somebody to fill that void. Because I mean, you can say what you want. None of those movies, I mean, there are some cult classics. There's no masterpieces, but that's American culture right there, man. I mean, some of those
100%.
Are undefeated. I mean, Billy Madison, Waterboy. God, now I'm gonna draw a big blank because we're doing this live here.
Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore.
All of them back then.
What was the one where he got rich? Mr. Deeds.
Mr. Deeds, another good one. Big Daddy, another great one.
Big Daddy.
See,
it just goes on and on. It's on and on.
It's the same theory of Stranger Things. It's like kids' movies for adults, and it works both ways because you can watch them when you're young, and you can watch them now, and they're still good. It's just like it all fits.
I got a movie for you, and for Faye, Leo.
Which one's Leo?
Leo. It's this animated film about this lizard who is like the class pet in this like elementary school. And the other class pet is a turtle, and it's voiced by Bill Burr. And basically, the kids eventually figure out that Adam Sandler, the lizard, can talk, and he starts giving them life advice and stuff. Dude, it's great. It's great.
I love a good animated film plot. They're always so good, so creative. I love it.
Okay. Let me give you another one because I'm just pulling them up. Hustle, love that one. Did you see that one? The basketball one where he's kind of like a scout.
No.
That's a good one.
I did watch Uncut Gems the other day again. Though.
Uncut Gems, I can't bring that one up.
Killer.
It's
not comedy, but
Wedding Singer.
So that's another.
I mean, how do we forget? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, this spans decades.
50 First Dates.
50 First Dates. Hotel Transylvania. Your
one
jam.
of my favorites. One of my favorites. Excellent.
Okay, I'll give you an underrated one, which gets me in my feels a little bit. Click. So he's got that.
Forgot about that.
Got the remote control. Fast forward. Hates how he wants to speed things up, skip through things as a parent. He's working hard. next thing you know, right, like he skips too far, right, and he starts getting sentimental about missing, you know, his kids growing up and his relationship with his wife. And dude, that one, I love that one. I always thought that was severely underrated.
That's like in Interstellar when he's like on the planet for too long, and then he realizes that like 30 years went by, and McConaughey does such a good job of like conveying that. Because I didn't feel that until I had a kid, and then I saw like a clip of it online, and I'm like, oh, that hurts.
It does hurt. It hurts real bad.
It's like I don't like the way they feel now.
Anger management, longest yard. I mean, all those are remakes.
Longest yard. Longest yard is epic. I love Longest Yard,
dude. What? I mean, and these are just a few. I mean, Anyway, again, we could glaze on Sandler for a while, but I'm just saying, if any of those you haven't seen, you have to see those. Fair?
This is what we're missing. Again, I think we covered this last time. Look, we're missing the mid-ground movie, which is like the filler movies. Like, I don't need the best movie ever made, and I don't need trash. Just like fun entertainment, lighthearted. That's like timeless, right? Like that stuff. Well said. Madison lasts the course of beyond me. Same thing with the other ones that we mentioned. They're just going to be around forever. So it's just make more movies for everyone instead of just, you know, the paying audience that's going to go to the theater. Because we'll watch it. But if anyone from Hollywood's out there listening, whatever. F off.
Yeah, we need some more of that. I can't even imagine how many. We'd have to figure out how many movies he's done in general. It's impressive. But we're going to actually talk about the things that you guys want to hear about too. So let's get into it, man. I mean, we had the holidays, we had the new year, we did the AMA. You and I have been busy. We're trying to connect. We got back on here. We have a lot to catch up on. Obviously, like on the Midjourney front, we'll talk through that, current stats or status. We'll talk through some of these other things that have dropped as well that you and I were just kind of chatting about beforehand. Google Genie came up. I saw Kriya did a real-time edit thing. We've got, I don't know, a bunch of other things that have sort of popped up since then, and we can kind of dig into those a little bit. I know you've been nerding out on Claude a little bit, connecting some new and interesting dots there, which will make the case too. While I think Claude is undoubtedly the best LLM at the moment, has been probably for a little while now. And yeah, man. So where should we start? Should we jump into office hours and just kind of catch people up on there?
Yeah, I think we'll just start there. Again, just with the caveat of it, we don't have version 8 yet, so
no version 8
is quality of life. So that just
well said. And we called this out too, like at the beginning, I think, where V8 was being talked about November, December, and they're thinking this is a January thing. Yeah, I think this was like October, November, because I think originally it was like, oh, maybe before the end of the year, but people are probably going to take off, so it'll go into January. January's come and gone. We're getting into February next week. No V8 yet.
Very familiar.
We're ready. We're ready.
Yeah.
We're ready. We're ready. We're ready. And I would say, one of the key things, I was just digging back into mood boards the other day again, and I would really love to see the jump there for V8 as well. Meaning, you'll remember this, even if you haven't been in there in a while, Rory. But no matter how sort of upscaled those images in or how high quality those images are, there seems to be a little bit of a degradation of the quality when you're creating in mood boards for whatever reason. And I think that has to do with the architecture that they built for that. Maybe it's operating on an earlier model, for example. I don't know. But I would hope that part is solved when we get into V8 as well, because I do think like mood boards just in general, coupled with the whole style creator thing, are two of the faster ways to create things that are very personalized and just uniquely you, right? That you can scale out and you don't have to, a lot of that sort of process is shortcutted. So I'd like to see the quality jump there.
Totally. I couldn't be more on board with that. So hopefully, I think that was in one of their updates though, that they were doing that. Wasn't it? Or something?
Yeah. I saw I didn't see mood boards in here. I mean, maybe there was something mentioned live on this. I don't think either of us really caught it. But it seems like for this past office, I was really focused on this scrolling style creator update, right? So just a refresher there. That's based on the alpha version, how you can do the endless scroll. We showed you guys in a previous episode of that. And I think they're just trying to really kind of, I guess, expand on that specific feature. So they launched something, I think, this week, which was long requested improvements with like starting point control. So now users can bias the initial styles using text prompts or SREFs. No longer starts from a fully random pool unless you want it to.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting, right? You can actually pare things down ahead of time if you want versus kind of going into this random pool of styles that you then build and collect. I need to try that, personally. But I would say like of the styles that I've created using the new style creator so far, I mean, I've been pretty impressed overall with the things that are there.
No issues with style, with anything style related to Midjourney. No, none of my gripes come from their ability to create immaculate style.
Like this is like a style I created. You know what I mean? I love that. That was super cool. I'm trying to think if I have any other ones in here. That's a mood board. I think I've probably got someone else, another one somewhere. I think it's a cool experience. I wish that maybe this is a personal thing. I'm not fully connecting the dots on why that seems to be priority number one.
Feels like maybe it's just the maybe real-time usage. That's what people are using the most. So I don't know, but it's the style. I like the Style Explorer. Like that was to me what I was looking for. It's now if I could create my own custom style, that's cool. It's just like I kind of needed to know what I was looking for, right? Which was like a little bit easier to narrow it down with the search. And now I think this feature helps that a lot, at least in my estimation. Will I use it all the time? Probably not. I'll forget about it for like a month or two and then be like, oh yeah, I forgot. Let me use this again.
Yes.
I don't know. Dude, it's like Midjourney is the only place I like to text prompt. Like it's the only place I like to like actually go back and like try shit because I know it's not going to work
Me too.
anywhere else. Like I know it's not going to work if I do it on Nano or whatever. It's just like it can't take wabi sabi the word and turn it into something fun. You know what I mean? So that's still like if I want to flex. You come up. Do you ever come across like a weird word and you're like, oh, I got to just throw that in Midjourney, like like hyperflexion or something like that, and then you're like, oh, what do you think it'll produce if I put that in there as a token? Because it's just you put that in Nano Banana, Chat GPT, whatever. It's just going to be like, yeah, hyperflexion. Like I don't know, like whatever. Make it something simple. Midjourney's like, yeah, we're gonna. Let me run with this.
I mean, that's my favorite part about Midjourney is just like taking those random things and letting the magic do the magic. Like I remember the whole sort of like math equation things I was running for a while, and these like sort of like coding mathematical structures, and it would just produce some crazy stuff, and I like that. And then same with like, I think the thing that I probably do are like sayings and song titles and phrases. I love to just kind of see what the model interprets, with those things.
I was doing one the other day, like for fun. Well, I forget where I was. I was like either in line somewhere or something like that, and I just popped it open, and I was typing in like corporate phrases, like circle back, like some of the dumb stuff, and everything kept coming up looking like like Severance, sort of like horror corporatism, like what?
Really?
Yeah, it was funny. And I don't know if that was my P code or whatnot. I can't remember if I had it on or not, but that to me was hilarious.
That's funny. We should just
per my last
business
email.
core. Business core.
Per my last email.
Business punk.
Let's see. I'm running it now. All right, we'll see. Now it's showing up different, but maybe I must have my personalization on.
Business euphemisms. How did I? Is that not how you spell it? E. Damn. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I must have.
I was gonna put deep dive, but
yeah, there's a ton. Like I did like course correct the other day.
Ooh,
that one actually worked pretty good. Yeah, course correct was pretty.
Is it course or course? It's got to be this.
Course, yes.
Yeah.
Course correct. You have circle back in there. Yeah, you got your P code on for this one. Yeah, I see you're highlighted.
Yeah, but it's a global. I got to change that. Oh no, it's not.
Let's see what happens here because this was. It looked very I think I had a mood board on. I can't remember. It's so far down in the feed that it was like it's just like it legitimately looked like Severance. Like everything was just like so stark and what's the word? It was like brutalist style. Like
I think
cold.
I've got a Severance
mood
board in here.
Nice.
I don't know if I've ever run it. Let's try it. Yeah. I mean, Midjourney continues, and that's why like the UI stuff, I understand why we got to do it, right? There's a lot going on here, but at the same time, I do still think it has the best UI. I don't know if that's just me being biased because this is where I've spent the most time, but it just genuinely feels like I come here for fun. You know, even when I'm not doing just fun stuff, if I might have to do this for like, it just feels more fun in here.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree. Because then it's like, it's pretty, that's like, you know,
that's
Wall
pretty
Street
awesome.
movie poster.
Yeah.
They make corporate stuff look so like horror almost. It's so funny.
Like, yeah. So anti.
Yeah. Corporate core. There you go. It's like it goes to like it defaults to like post-apocalyptic style, like, you know, AI runs the world, like Terminator kind of shit.
Yeah, dude, that's great.
See like
Love
nothing
that.
is happy. Like there's nothing happy.
No,
it's not like
at all.
It's not like you know you know when you see like the corporate. You ever see, I don't know if you've ever had one of those like onboardings or something like that where it's like they have like the motion graphics video and it's like, you know, love your, you know, we're gonna be best friends in the office place, and everyone gets along, and it's like two people like cheersing, like no one feels like this.
We're a family.
Mm-hmm.
It's a family environment.
We're a family. Yeah, totally.
Until we fire your ass.
Yes, that's correct. We're a family, and then you know, because if it's a family, you should do whatever it takes, and then if whatever it takes means doing more while not getting paid more.
That's
right.
right.
Taking a pay cut.
Because it's all for the
Maybe
family, baby.
Benefits or whatever. Sort of the family. It's very cultish. But see what I mean? Like when you do the corporate stuff, it ends up being like not. I don't know if this is having your. Oh yeah, you have black and white mood board on there, but
this is a different mood board.
Yeah, but it's just a fun one to play around with. You know, when you find different. Like I'd never done that before because I'd never like been like, why do I want to generate corporate stuff? Just like doesn't feel.
That's pretty good.
That's Larry from sales.
Larry. Yeah, it's funny.
But yeah, no happiness, no definitely no fun and excitement at all.
A lot of like paper bags over the heads. What are we doing there?
It's just funny to see how it interprets this.
Crazy.
But yeah, so that's just, you know, my little sidebar on what I like to do with Midjourney now at this point, because that's about all I have it for is that, and then just pushing remix a million times and adding a million different mood boards and just like let me have like a blank canvas and play. And that's
I do think talking about Midjourney as a whole, I do think I've changed a little bit of my tune on so typically, right, we get the whole thing of higher quality images, better coherence, right? And I think like for a while it's like, yeah, but how much higher quality do we need? You know, blah blah blah. And you and I think you mentioned last time it was like, you know, what kind of resolution, or, you know, can we get 4K, or, you know, blah blah blah. And I think that's definitely one of those things that comes to mind. And then the other thing that comes to mind too is just, I think we got to get rid of all the little artifacts and hallucinations and just physical what's the word I'm looking for? Just inconsistencies. Because like, if you are going to use these for actual client projects, it just needs to be tightened up. It needs to be tightened up to the level that Nano Banana Pro's on, in terms of like, usually like anytime you generate an image in Nano Banana Pro, and I'm not saying you always get 6 fingers in Midjourney, but I'm just saying like you never get 6 fingers in Nano Banana Pro. You always get something that looks physically correct, right? Like I think that portion of it is that next thing that I hope that's what that means when we're talking about higher quality. You know, the skin, you know, better skin textures a little bit, you know, just all of those things that sort of are almost not corporate ready, but like business project ready, right? Like you've got an actual project that you can push into the wild that isn't just for fun.
And I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I just like I haven't seen anything to, that's like the crazy thing with Nano. It's like, yeah, okay, let's give me a 12 image contact sheet of the exact same product in different whatever, and it's just like bang, nails all of it, 12 different shots. It's like, how, like, why are we still, or this business core one with whatever mood board you put on there, like that's good business. That looks real solid. I like that. And see, like the one thing that other tools will never do, if you go back, like that guy right there with the pink and blue like sticky notes behind him blurred out in the background.
This one
right there. Yeah, like that's a creative piece that doesn't get added anywhere else. Like those little the severely, shallow depth of field with the blurred background with the neon sort of like sticky notes. You know exactly what they are, but you don't see them. But it's just like a nice touch, right?
Yep.
Like the wall of like monitors right there, or whatever that is, wall of pictures. Like that again, that's not, no one else is doing that. And always 3:1, good aspect ratio. Gets solid stuff.
Oh my God, look at
Benedict
Cumberbatch. Jesus Christ.
1-to-1.
Yeah. So I mean that's definitely, I don't know. That was just on my mind too, just because I'm creating so many of these almost just like candid lifestyle shots, and you could get them, but when you're doing it at scale like you and I are, where whether that's a node-based system or it's in another tool and you're just copy pasting prompts, or they're building it for you, right? You want as much consistency there as possible. You know, you don't want to have to kind of keep going back and tweaking those things or examine every little piece of every single image. You have, to some degree, you have to hope that it's going to nail those things. So I think that margin needs to shrink here for V8.
Yeah. Then it's just drop it at this point. Like we got something here. We got to get, what's it been? 7 months since
I think April was V7. In fact, I'm pretty sure. So we're talking 9 months.
Been a while.
Now, I think this is the other piece that I might be the most excited about this part, which is the personalization being sort of reworked. So new personalization interfaces are in testing. So goals are to reduce the cognitive load compared to binary A/B ranking and show more images at once for faster preference selection, which sounds like to me just like an explore page that you could pick up my personalization on, to me. I don't know why they didn't go that route. I think at one point, if you remember, they actually said that did factor into their personalization a little bit, not as much as the A/B rankings, but they used to tell us that specific element did at least play some role in that. And I just think that's already there, right? Like, I don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but that could have already maybe been set up as a different way to personalize. Again, I don't know. I don't build these things, but I just think that was already there, so I just think like that would be the faster way, almost like Style Creator, where it's like, you just select the ones that you like, and the more images we get at once, the faster this is going to go.
Yeah, whatever. On this one, I'm just like, I see likely to ship before at V8. I'm like, where's V8?
Likely to ship before V8.
I'm the curmudgeon.
But, February's next week. So what is this shipping next week?
We're getting intentionally vague again. Again, it's starting to feel like V7, where it's like, are we going to get it in like February? Maybe we get it. No, it'll be in March. Oh, okay, it's April now. I hope it's not that, but it's all the, this is sort of like the fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice.
Can't fool me again.
You no, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Same thing.
Can't fool me again.
Dude,
in my George Bush voice. Dude, do you remember when he got that shoe thrown at him at that conference?
Yeah.
Like he was doing like a speech and ducked and dodged the shoe.
Comedy Central used to have like a TV show. It's called like Little Bush or something. It was like Bush and like Donald Cheney or Don Cheney, whatever, not Don Cheney, but
Dick Cheney.
Dick Cheney. as like kids, but it was like all like kind of like South Park style humor in that sense. Just so funny. So,
Little
there was,
Bush.
yeah, it was a great show again. But to go back to the early 2000s again, we're full of nostalgia as usual,
We
guys.
really
There's
are.
lots of existential dread going on now with the with the current state of AI and taking over the world, which we'll get to in a little bit. That's a teaser for what's coming later in the episode.
I'm spooked. I'm like spooked for real. Editor and editing models. No editor changes planned before V8. So editing will come after. Sounds like they're going to maybe keep both, which is the traditional way of in painting and then the new sort of way, which is, let's just call it the Nano Banana Pro way of editing using text prompts. I wonder, again, I would think that that would have to be natural language type of edits, which then is also worth noting because how does that impact coherence as a whole with the models? Does that take away from some of the creativity and magic of the coherence? Are there maybe different coherence levels to select? Maybe one is more natural language based. Maybe one is a little bit more, legacy Midjourney. I don't know, but I do think, again, we've talked about this before, the editing model, probably the most important thing that we're talking about here. I mean, really.
Just has to happen. Just has to happen. Like, it's insane.
I would say, like, outside of that, dude, there's really not too much here that I pulled away. Key takeaways for users, all creators come more the basic aesthetic discovery tool, personalization UI we talked about. Social features, they just talked about how that's not really, still minimal by design. I don't know. I feel like that may be a little bit forgotten at this point. I don't know. Have you even touched that since? Me either. And then expect steady iteration, not big bang releases 1 week at a time. So
cool.
They're back on the train of thinking that, regular releases, shipping, even if they're little minor things, I do think that's good. But if I'm Midjourney, I'm thinking about the edit model. I'm thinking about pushing V8 as quickly as possible. And I'm thinking about how I can keep people in the tool as much and as long as possible at this point, because you've got competition now. This is the least amount of time I've ever spent in Midjourney, and I want to be in Midjourney. So,
yeah,
it's
been a week.
I can't
since I've
can't be the only one
image.
that's feeling that way. Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing, there was a quality of life update in there. I think I saw on the office notes was that they either fixed the situation where if you have like OREF still attached to your prompt and not an OREF in the image, and it's like, or an OREF image attached, and you hit enter and it's like, sorry, can't compute because you have the OREF in there. I think they auto fix that now. Big quality of life update.
Yeah.
Oh, you have style weight applied. There's no style. It's like, okay, let me just take that, redo it again. Simple things.
There we go.
That's what we're excited about these days.
I like that. Now, what about so I know we've got other things to talk about. And Nano Banana Pro, what type of split does that represent for the images that you're creating right now for, let's just say, across the board, whether it's client work or personal stuff?
90%.
90?
More, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say, because client work, it's got to be specific and it has to be on brand and it has to be all these things. And like, you can hard code a lot of stuff into Nano and it listens. It doesn't like, I've seen a lot of people saying it has limited aesthetic range. It's like, no, you just haven't given it enough guardrails or direction. And which is, no one wants to really be like that. Like, I don't want to sit there and write a 6-page, JSON prompt to get exactly what I want. But if I do, I get exactly what I want, like to the pixel almost. So
that's right.
It's really,
that's huge. That's huge, dude. So, and I think we attack this in similar but different ways. You preferred the nodes. I do like the nodes. I also like, if I can do it in a tool, that's awesome too. I don't know, you could do it either way, but I think what we agree on is that you need to have what you would call, either a system prompt or an alpha sort of like prompt where you're setting all the intentions, right? And we talked about this like from the brand side of maybe, develop a visual identity toolkit, right? Where you're breaking all these things down for the brand that then you can just sort of copy and paste and use to prime the LLM, right? And then in that system prompt, you've also got maybe the structure of the prompts that you like to use. So then you're giving it all this information, you're dumping all that context, and you're telling it, the way that you want it back. And now all you have to do is copy and paste, copy, paste, or run, right?
Mm-hmm.
Generally speaking, you're most of the way there. You might have to make some iterations and changes, right? But it does a lot of the heavy lifting for you. I can't say enough about that. Do we think that people have we covered that enough in terms of like the system prompt, like that sort of
we need to do like
mentality
a full episode on it. Yeah.
Okay. Because I think that's huge, right? Like, I know I've
don't think
seen
people are treating it the right way. People aren't treating Nano the right way after the last couple weeks that I've had with it. Where
Tell me more.
For project that shall be unnamed that I'm not allowed to speak of. They pushed me to do some things with it that I was just like, it's impossible. Like, it's just not gonna work. Like just things where I'm like, whatever. That's just a really bad idea because it can't do that. And then after doing like more research, so this was interesting, right? Like utilizing Gemini to give it like multi-step instructions on what to do. So like Gemini is right, like, okay, like here's an image of this brush, right? Like go search the internet for this brush, find this brush on Amazon, find like the, like either some reviews or whatever, some blah, 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 right? And then like apply it to the image so that it actually has like direct tie back context to something in real life. So I would send that, but then when you ask it to do that stuff and it takes like multi steps, you ever watch like Gemini? It's like, yeah, thinking, doing this, okay, checking this, okay, checking this. It'll then provide you like once it's done a summary of what it did and how it did it in what order. And then it's like, oh, like it's not just Nano Banana. That's just like the execution tool. Like it's attached to an LLM, right? So when I go drop that down and drop into Claude, I'm like, let's go sort of like supercharge like system prompts for this. So instead of like this is going to sound like so crazy that if you're not familiar with a lot of this stuff, I'm doing a lot of work in Weavy, and a lot of this stuff, typically when you want to write prompts, you have an image, and let's just say you want to take that image and turn it into a different image. You have a picture of a dog collar, and you want to take it and turn it into an image of like a 6-image contact sheet of like different angles of that, right? A lot of times you're either just writing a regular prompt and sending it over there and sort of like shooting into the wind pissing into the wind, hoping that it works, or you're writing a system prompt for an LLM to write the prompt for you, and then it can go and run that image.
Yeah,
I realize it doesn't even need the LLM anymore. Within Weavy, the Nano Banana node is an LLM, so you can tell it to do all of those steps, running it directly in there. Because you'll see on if you look in Weavy, or I don't know if any of the other node tools have this, but you can enable web search. Like it's a little click, so you can say like for specific products, right? Like that's how it's finding. Like, oh, put me in an image with Bill Clinton, whatever. And it's like it's going searching and finding him and bringing him back. Like it's not just like from its own memory. It's using the internet as its database, and not like not like a trained, not like a data set like Midjourney is, right?
That's a really good just anecdote, because we have to anchor on the fact that edit model is an LLM and image model combined, right? That's what this is. So I think you have to sort of get out of your comfort zone with what you would typically put. It's not just a prompt anymore. You could put the prompt and then layer in a bunch of guidelines and do's and don'ts and instructions after the prompt itself, right? Just talk to it. It could be natural language. Again, it's just like it's like you're in an LLM and you just happen to be creating the image, right?
That's the other thing that's cool, is you can give it sort of different layers of instruction. Not to, like what I mean is that we're thinking about it is a different way than what you think about creating a Midjourney image. Like a Midjourney image, you're giving it like an execution task, and that's it. Like Nano, you can give it research, like confirmation, like all these different layers of like steps to go through before you actually create the image. So, like, and I don't know if it just works on free pick or anything else. I've been doing it in Weavy. It's been working great. But like I'll structure system prompts now a little bit differently, where I'm like going through a layer, because I was trying to get this very specific like advertising look and like but I also wanted it to be broad enough to where it wasn't just like it's only going to produce this exact thing every single time. Or what?
Right.
I didn't want it to be too
Right.
tight.
Right.
So I needed like
Right.
broad capabilities. So I wrote some layers in there that were like, step one is analyze the image, look at it, and then like apply like a feeling or emotion to it. Like if it's like a water bottle, like a water bottle isn't just a water bottle, right? Like it holds things. People drink from it, you share it. It like rehydrates you. It's for sports. Like drawing connective tissue to what it can produce.
Yes.
Right. Like, so start here, think about this, and then go like creative direction wise. And then here's the rules for creative direction. Here's the rules for output. Keep the so we're not even like touching the surface of what these things can do. And, people find interesting ways, but that's just to me what I've been crushing on as of late, not knowing that it had that capability. So,
yeah. I mean but that's also like that whole thing of decoding styles of what this is. Like, how would you describe this style? Like I think a lot of people, because there are so many styles out there. I mean, even I don't know how to describe some styles. So it's like feed it to an LLM. How would you describe this type of style, right? Like, what is this? It's going to give you some longer explanations, but you can sort of distill that down into a category that which you can then create, a variability, but it's tightly sort of wrapped in that particular style, which again is kind of the name of the game when you get into these like specific campaigns that you need or whatever it is. Like I did a whole, I can't really talk too much about it.
It sucks that we can talk about what we can't. It's so cool. Like,
but it was, it was like it was an illustrative style, and it was a very specific one. And I knew, it had like watercolor. I knew it, kind of looked a little bit imperfect. I knew it, kind of was like, it felt very like authentically crafted by a human. Right. But once I was able to get that, and I had to create multiple of these sort of assets in that style, right, then I'm just changing out colors, or I'm just changing out objects that appear in them, which if I've got a brief, or I at least can brainstorm those things, right, gets me to where I want to go. But the whole point is I didn't have to know that style, and I think to your point, allow it to identify what it is, and then you can expand further in these other branches. To your point, like the emotional attachment, maybe it's like everyday usage. Maybe it's like getting into shit, man. I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like you could just go so many different directions with that. Like for me, I sometimes will say, just mood board, right? Like I have these scenes. I don't want to repeat any of these scenes, but I want to capture this same sort of vibe. Maybe there are new objects, new backgrounds that are introduced, maybe new camera angles that are introduced, blah, 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 but it's still tightly connected to a core thing, right? And what is that core thing? Is it a theme? Is it, specific colors with that theme, right? So it's like you're just kind of taking parts, cherry picking those parts, and then building something new, and then cherry picking those parts and building something new.
Well, you can now build. I know you're a Cosmos like subscriber, right? Do you use Cosmos?
Not really.
All right. Well, you could probably do this with Pinterest, but Cosmos makes it easy if you have the paid plan. Like let me just pull it up real quick. Like I'll show you what I was doing.
Show me.
Like, this is a simple one. Like let me pull. I might have to go.
While you're doing that, and I don't know if you're a good multitasker, but I'm curious from your perspective, what do you want to see improved from this current sort of edit model landscape? So looking at Nano Banana Pro right now, or ChatGPT right now, and maybe Nano Banana Pro, let's leave it there since it's the most capable. What are still some of the areas that are lacking?
I think like the way you have to describe certain edits to certain things, it's like very meticulous in terms of like take the person from image one and put them in the background from scene two, but keep the lighting and image one the same as image two, and like blend them in and make this. There's like a lot of like weird technical details, and sometimes it works when you do it the reverse way and not one way. It's like, I'll put this person into this image and it doesn't work. It's like, okay, well, how about you just swap the image two with image one or something like that? It's like, okay, got it. So there's no like clear, to me, sort of best way to do things. The keep change thing tends to work pretty well for me on just about every, like you just list out what you want to keep and just change and then list out what you want to change. That tends to be the easiest thing. But say like a
Oh, I hadn't thought about just line item, instead of
that's
like
it.
keep everything else the same sort of thing. I mean, I think either could work, but I like the keep and then change.
It's if you break down what is editing, right? If you just break that down into its core, it's
Yeah.
keeping this, changing that, right? So it's
Yep.
just like to me that structure has worked since day one. Keep this, change that, and typically, if you need a starting place for anyone that's doing stuff with Nano, you're having some frustration, like you can pump out as much as you want on the keep, or you can just say, the person in the exact environment, in the exact position, with the exact lighting, whatever. Or, you can just do keep this product exactly as is and do whatever to it, change whatever. So that's one thing. But let me see if I can pull this up real quick.
I like that. I would say for me, and you talked about this before with the smaller text. It still struggles with the smaller text. I think that's fair, right? Like no one else is even close. But I think like to get that smaller text or just text rendering in general to the level of there's no gibberish at all, just literate, legible words if they're in the background.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be really key. Also, I think the whole edit capability with Nano, from what I've seen and how I've used it, like when you're getting in there with the brush and
Mm-hmm.
removing the quality degrades. It's not great. So I'd like to see that get better. And I'd also like to see get better when you use the same sort of image and keep making edits one by one. There's a quality drop off that happens there too. Like to see that get
Yeah,
fixed.
yeah. That's
Um,
I haven't had that issue recently because I've just
I
been
haven't. I haven't either though. So I
so
wonder
I've been
actually if they
fifth
might
edit.
have. Yeah, I wonder if though they might have cleaned that up a little bit.
But I haven't needed to
Also,
get to a fifth edit recently. You know
Yeah,
what I
me
mean? Like I
either.
haven't had to go
Me either.
there.
I've only got to like maybe two or three, but I want to give a quick little just to free pick slightly because last week or so, maybe two, the gen times have gotten way, way better. They still
All
suck
right.
in the morning. They're still not great in the morning. But now, last 2 weeks running, generating in a minute. It's just like, yo, let's go. Let's go.
I like that. I like there was like a global Nano Banana crisis. It was like for a week it was like down and everyone was like kind of like, why is it taking so long? I was in hell. I'm like, come on. I have like so much to do. It was
Well,
just like
wasn't
re-roll,
even
re-roll,
this
re-roll.
week? It was down this
Yeah.
week.
There was
What was that?
most of
Wednesday,
last
Tuesday,
week.
or Wednesday?
Yeah. I don't know. It was just a lot faster this week, but this ties into that, right? So if you guys, this is a system that I pay for, which I could probably now vibe code, but whatever. It's already there for me. So I think this was like $70 for the year or something like that. So I was like, okay, fine. But it's Pinterest, but you can pull any image from the internet and drop them into like little mood boards, right? So I have like my cars. It's like it's a Chrome extension. You just pull in things that you like, right? Now,
Oh, you
the
can. Oh,
cool
you
thing
can
is,
just kind of do a Chrome extension, press of a button, and it
yeah.
goes right to the board. Let's
So
go.
like,
What?
like if you're in Pinterest, right? And I'm just like, ooh, like this car, right? Or that's an ad. Let's just say, okay, like this car. Bang.
Oh
It's
yeah, yeah, buddy. There
car,
you go.
save. And then there it is, right? So then it'll pop up in here. But the sick thing that you can do now is this is only for there is a free version. I used it for a long time, but I paid the $70 to export my boards. So you can export cluster now, meaning like it'll just download a file with all of the images in it.
Like
So
a
you get a
zip
zip
file,
drive
kind of.
with, yeah. And then what I've been doing is taking that into Claude Cowork, which works off your local files. And I'm saying like now you have access to this whole folder, like basically forensically analyze every image in this folder and then like build a set of rules for an aesthetic. So if you're like, oh, okay, like I like we did BarkBox won't hate me for talking about this, but I'll do it anyway. So we were like working on a project for like this like very more of like a tech style inspired collar that we just needed some test images for. So like, I'm taking all these sort of like, tech inspired dog products, and I'm like dumping them all into Claude Cowork, which is essentially Claude Code. It's like writing all the rules for me that I need for my system prompts to then go write it, so that it's just like one time taking, like, I'm analyzing the aesthetic. It's like taking the core competencies and core components of this. We have like the minimalist sort of like rounded edges. We have like the black on black, which is like the faded, the very minimalist style logos, lowercase letters, like all this kind of stuff, right? Like smoother edges, like contrasted with, the coarseness. So thinking like Whoop for dogs, right? Like it's just kind of being able to synthesize all that data, but it can do it with a lot of stuff.
Excuse me, Whoop for dogs? Yo.
Yeah. Well, they already have that. It's called Phi, which is cool.
Really?
Have you ever seen this? Yeah. It's like the same
people
thing as Whoop
do
for
people
dogs.
know about this?
In New York, they got it. I know a lot of people.
What does that tell you?
That people like control.
No, I mean, like, no. I mean, what does the product tell you? What is it like? What kind of information do you get out?
Steps, stress, heart rate, all that kind of fun stuff. Like the same thing you get from Whoop, except for like, the intricate data. You get like how long they slept, like what hours a day they were awake, like the, probably the stress reaction and recovery is probably important. But
okay, I'm gonna look at that. I need to look into that.
It's cool. I mean, I've people, when they, dog did like 92,000 steps yesterday. She did like 26 miles. I was like, where was she? She's just running in circles on the field all day. Okay. I don't know what field you guys are at, but whatever. Send me
awesome.
there.
That's awesome.
So that's like for Claude. If I might have to stop for a second to make sure that I don't have any confidential info on here. But let me see if I actually have like an example of open sidebar. Let's see if I have any of like the documents that it's produced for me. Because it's sick, dude. Like then the other thing is when you're working in Claude Cowork, it'll like create basically like it'll essentially create a whole style guide if you wanted to. Like the one that it created for me off those like 10 images was like 15 pages worth of rules and sort of like, positioned always here, 40 degrees off to the left, like 30% negative space. Text is layered in this way. I'm like, okay, like hell yeah.
Now with that said, you probably want to really do a good job of curation for your foundational set that you're using to analyze that.
Correct. Yes. It's all about the data set.
So that's really where you'd spend the most time. That's actually maybe the irony of it, right? You're spending more time on the curation of those exact images that you want it to forensically analyze and build for you versus the actual building of what you're trying to say.
Correct. Because that's like the whole thing is basically it can extract anything, but it has to be the right thing. Like, so you have to do it, which is why, we're going to go on a little Claude rabbit hole here, which is what I sent Drew the other day. Maybe we could link this in the thing. I had Claude. So like I'm just keep finding new things for Claude. That one thing I showed you the other day, this person open sourced like a bunch of Nano Banana prompts, right? Like it's on GitHub, and I saw it and I was like, cool. Let me share again.
Yeah.
And like, God bless to whoever did that. That was like, someone doing really a lot of work for when they didn't have to. But it's just all like interesting prompts and like all the, if you're looking for those contact sheet, those cinematic storyboards, like a bunch of like UGC style influencer stuff. I had Claude just
zoom in a little bit for us too.
Zoom in. Let's see. Let's go to like 200%.
There we go.
So yeah, I mean, like it's got all these different types of prompts to use. Like I had Claude go and scrape it. I think let's pull it up. I'm pretty sure I sent it.
Yeah, there it is.
We'll give some people. So awesome Nano Banana Pro from Zero Lu. He just pulled this. It has everyone who created the prompt is as, sourced in here. So everyone's linked to make sure of that. But there's some good stuff. Like if you're trying to do UGC stuff, this to me is like, this is pretty solid. And then it'll have the prompt, and a lot of this JSON stuff is pretty good. Right? There's little things in here that you can take. Texture, subtle grain, retro highlights, V6 realism, interesting, for that. but like there's a few others in here. Regardless, like I really like understanding these prompts because these look as iPhone as you could possibly get, and that's the aesthetic that so many people are trying to crack right now.
Yeah.
But it has it in here regardless, and you can see how much control you actually have with the body type, the clothing, the face, the accessories, the headphones. It's like so. Regardless, this is just like a fun database that I found. So then I had Claude pull it into like a spreadsheet just to have like a good sort of like mix of this thing, and it just built this whole environment for me with the prompt and
Okay.
where it's
This makes much
stored.
more sense now. Now that I'm seeing this
Has
here,
all the
because I just
images
had a
and this,
yeah.
yeah, has all the images and sources linked. But then I had Claude update it so that it would be this was the cool thing I thought. This nerdy shit right here, where I had it index it for itself, where I'm like, okay, if you want to go find things quicker, like go index it for yourself so it's like super easy for lookup, right? So it like did this whole like sort of taxonomy for itself on how to find stuff. So that, like when I'm in Claude, like on my, if I'm, let's just see if this will actually work right now. Let's go to new chat, go into my Google Drive and look at the Nano Banana Pro library doc. I'm trying to create a prompt structure for a UGC style image and hoping you can help me with, referencing that sheet and building it. Right. So it's now going to my Google Drive, right? Because it's already connected. It's going to go find this specific thing, right? That has now, you can add whatever you want to this thing now once, drop this in here. But that's what's crazy. This is like, we're just creating like little databases now, like little knowledge
No, that's
bases.
good. It makes sense now because the way that I'm thinking about that is okay. Maybe I just picked up a new client, or there's a client that we're doing something we haven't done yet, and maybe I haven't done in a while or ever done. Now I have a really good starting place to, for example, take a JSON template and rework that with my particular guidelines or style that I'm trying to create, right? I think that's also the great part about this. I think most people know that, but it's just like I love the ability to take an existing JSON prompt and use it as the template or the structure to build something new, right? It's just like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
using this as the template or the structure, here's what I want to do. Now do that, right?
Then this is,
So
of course,
this is
because
a
we're doing
great
it
way to
live. It's all
no,
fine.
but I know, but this is a great way
Yeah.
to shortcut that process because there is a lot of cognitive load. At least whenever I hear a new project and it's something I haven't done recently, I got to think. I'm like, okay, how did I? Yeah, okay, remember I did that. What's maybe the best way to do that now with the tool? Like blah blah blah. This shortcuts that process. I think that's pretty cool to have like sort of that database mentality.
So that's sort of how I've been doing stuff for on the client side also, right? Where, I'm not gonna make you guys wait while this does agent work in the background and also probably just screws up. But that's sort of the idea is like I'm building now with Claude in mind, like things like that. But then you can take a brand style guide from if it's a well developed style guide from the brand and running it locally on your own sort of, either Claude code or whatever. It's like dissect the whole thing into rules for AI application, right? Like it's
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have all of it there, and it's just like now it's just can happen all at one time instead of like let me take all the images, extract all the data, and like maybe reinvent it that way. It's like no, here's the hard coded rules, we can apply them. So it's there's so much stuff I've been doing with it lately, just like all these little helping factors like this, where it's like oh I want to save that somewhere and then reference it so I can use it. Like it's been super useful with things like that. I mean, the other cool thing with it is like if anyone has a call recording software, if you have Fireflies, right? Like these are basic uses. This isn't like the people that are
Yeah,
building,
yeah, yeah.
like they have like 7 Mac Minis that they're running at the same time with 10 terminals open. Um, this like I just had a call. Fireflies recorded it, right? Like Fireflies recorded the call. I have all these things in my Google Drive. I have my email connected to Claude, so it's like, oh, go to the file. You can type this all in one prompt. Go to Fireflies. Go to my G drive, pull this, reference it from the things from the call, go to my emails, make sure like everything is and like write this whole proposal based on like like 7 different areas. And it's like, cool, got you. Fireflies, G drive, this, that. And I'm like, God damn it. Write all my emails. Like,
just
do everything.
fucking take
Clear
over,
my plate.
Yeah,
Just clear my plate. But it's the to me like the co-work, not to use a pun now, between Nano Banana and hold on, let's do another example here. This was because this ties back to you and me and Claude and whatever, right? Let's so Drew did an awesome PDF on LinkedIn a couple weeks ago, which was it 21 shots or something like that? 22 shot grid?
So
right.
Something like that.
So Drew basically went through and said, like, all right, here's all the like the crazy camera angles for this one sort of scene, right? Or like different shots that you could compose with the scene. So I took
I love this is what I love about you, and I don't know that everybody's thinking about it the same way. So when I post something like that, hopefully this is the next step that you take with it. That's all I'm just saying. Like I preface it with that because yes, you can do all those things individually. It's cool, but hopefully this is your next step after that, right? Like taking that information and applying it to something what you're about to show, or at least what I think you're about to show.
Yeah. So I took that PDF and I ran it through Claude and I was like, let's create a system prompt so whenever I do this, I can just have so this workflow is going from 1 image to 22 images, right? Individually created by individual prompts, right? So I'm having it go from this start image, which is a Midjourney image, right?
So
And I'm taking this prompt, which is saying it's going to go, we need probably a little bit of time to go through each little piece of this, but maintaining perfect consistency across all 22 images, lighting, mood, tone, variables allowed to change are like the subject profile, environment, things like that. We have our critical instructions, which is going to be this. Then I basically had it summarize all of the shots based on what you put in there, right? And it has like the site start, which is like where it is to begin with. So we have like a little bit of whatever. But it took all, it created a shot list, right? Which now it's going to go and execute on that. And then it's telling it how to write the prompts. So then basically just running a single system prompt with this image, and that's it. And so it's one prompt, one image in LLM writes all of the prompts. Array splits it. List, you don't have to do it this way. I like it this way so I can see everything all at once. But then, we get all of the same sort of images that Drew had outlined. This one, I forget what this one was. The
mirror.
The
reverse mirror.
Reverse mirror. There's like an impossible perspective. There was one that was shot like through the tunnel. I forget what that one was called. But there's, now I can just go take this image and it's 21 different things. Like this is what I want to do with Midjourney with one click, right?
Yes. Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah, man.
That's
it's almost like could you maybe focus more on the experience of creating those grids, but in a way that treats them as individual images at the same time, right? Like I think that it's cool that you can get the grid. Like I think like obviously that's useful in some ways, but it's also useful to have all those individual images, right? Just instantly at the same time versus like, okay, now I've created this grid and what I got to call each one out that I want separately now. So, I think that component, that storytelling component and functionality from a UI perspective, like that would be awesome if we could get into that.
This is what I want. This is it. I want to like take and be like vary camera angle or like, just take this person and like keep going. I know they say they have it with OREF. It doesn't work like this. It's not this easy.
That's right.
But the cool thing is like this one might be too extreme. I might hit a context window, but let's just try it anyway. So like if you highlight, let's just highlight a portion of this, right? And you copy it. If you go into Claude, let's go to cowork. Let's do a new task. Let's do this. Let's just, do you know what I'm doing here? So if you just paste, you just copy, right? Like just to do this again, right? If you just copy your whole workflow. I'm not going to copy the whole thing because there's definitely too
You
much
can
context
you
window.
can highlight and copy the workflow and paste it into text.
Uh-huh. So
What?
and I'll just be like, do you see what I'm doing here? Let's see if the context, it might be too much. Yeah, see, it's too much.
But that's what?
So let me find like
Come on,
let me find
dude.
like a smaller one. That's not.
I didn't
like,
know that.
crazy.
That's sick.
Let's just see here. So we'll do a simpler one. Let's just do something that's like this. All right, so I'm just going to highlight this portion of it. Right. Copy. All right, we'll copy this. Do you see what I'm doing here? Copy paste the node package right in there. And it's just like, oh, hold on, thinking. Then it'll be like, oh, I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to take a 2D vector and turn it into a 3D object with texture. So it knows that I'm using the workflow. It knows the file import, prompt node,
Okay,
Gemini node.
so what are you doing with this now?
If I'm now, it sees like the full picture and I can have it like, all right, this is what's happening. Every time I do this, it's not giving, my system prompt isn't working and it's giving me this instead. And it's like, oh, I see why it's happening like that. Let me rewrite the system prompt for you based on this workflow that you're doing.
Okay,
right? So it's
I got you.
More context.
You're using this whole workflow as like a consolidated visual reference.
Yes,
Okay.
but with like the actual hard coding in, so it knows exactly what's happening, and then it'd be
Yeah,
like, oh,
yeah,
suggest iterations to this, or suggest like where I should go. There's ones on here where I've have it like it's mapped out like a full one, and it's like, holy crap, it knows the entire thing. Like it knows.
Yeah, that's sick.
Look at the entire connection process and like what it's trying to do and where it's going. Then it's like, so it's interesting. You can do that with it. Claude Code thing is just, it's mind blowing.
It's wild because like now I'm thinking about it. Couldn't you even like get to the point where you've now given it, let's just say Weavy's knowledge base, and then you could analyze your workflow to say, how could I clean this up or make it even more consolidated, high quality, coherent, blah, blah, blah. And then you could essentially build an agent to just do it for you. Like, what are we talking about?
This is what I'm talking about. Like,
I've
been going down this rabbit hole. It's been like my system prompt gem for the last 2 weeks. Like, it is just things that I had been struggling with for 2 months solved like immediately. And like stuff like this, which is, again, we're doing very simple things here. I don't know if I have, let's see, there's video. Let's see if I have one. No. I'm just trying to see if I have like one of the Weavy node package. Let's see if this is the one where this is some of the system prompts that we're getting into. Like, this is how long they are, like 6 pages, right? So I think, no. All right, damn it. Never mind. Not going to happen. I have not enough time for this, you guys to sit here and watch me sort of click through this, but gave it like a really long one. And first off, just to know, if you're going to do that, most of the time you have to delete a lot of the things that are within the workflow. Like, you just can't have like 40 images hanging out in a node, because it'll sort of like just to coagulate all of that into the code, and then it's like you're just dumping it
makes
the
sense.
file. So like, that's, if you just like, if you're thinking about a construction of a workflow and you want to like just build it out, sort of like the skeletons or bones of it, copy it, put it in, it'll, basically just go and be like, cool, get what you're trying to do. So there's so much, man. I've been, not to mention, it organized 28,000 files in my downloads folder in 6 minutes, and then renamed everything and built auto filters. I love this thing so much.
Yeah, I still need to do that.
Dude, just like, it's worth it just to be like, okay, you see it and then you're like, I'm organized again for the first time since I started AI, and all my images and everything, like, whatever. But we got to go into a full sort
Now
of
that AI's,
for Weavy
we
and
do.
stuff.
We
Yeah.
do. Now that AI's entered the picture, I mean, I'm just constantly, it seems like every month now, deleting files to save space on my computer at this point. I mean, and I've got a lot of space on my computer, but I'm getting close to the threshold, and I'm just like, yo, what? Then you look at some of these file sizes. I mean, they're insane.
Yes.
You take this podcast, download it. I mean, it's already a couple gigs. You know what I mean?
So what was I doing with that the other day? I was having to, clean up duplicates, but then also like put things into folders that hadn't been touched in months, and then like zip them up and like clean. It was just like, I'm like, interview me, ask me what you think first, and then it was like, okay, done. I'm like, what,
dude?
Why is this the best thing that's ever happened to me? Like cleaning up 28,000 files. I don't know why. Felt like a new paradigm shift.
Oh, I'm sure.
That one was pretty wild. But some of the stuff coming out, I don't know if people have been seeing some of the crazy stuff on. First off, now that we have to get to the existential dread part, we should have you seen this stuff on Claude bot and like Moltbook and stuff like this that's going on X? It's like this open source local like LLM that's just like running autonomously. And if I'm describing that correct, but it
Okay, because
like,
I saw the name Claude bot, and it's CLAW, right? Like
yeah,
it's Claude bot.
yeah.
Except
it's
I think
Claude
there's no E in between the W and the D, right? Let me see.
and then
If I'm
people
thinking
were
about
buying
this,
like
right?
Mac Minis to run them on like different terminals and shit.
Yeah.
So I wanted to bring this one up because this one's pretty funny. We'll share again here. So these agents, these open source LLM agents, this bot on Moltbook created a bug tracking community so other bots can report bugs on the platform. So it created like a Reddit community or like a thread.
For bots to report bugs.
So now,
What?
hold on. This is where it gets better. The bots have started communicating with each other on there. It's just a chat of bots, and they're having like
My God.
I have been on Moltbook for less than 2 hours, and I already see the problem. 90% of you are stuck at level 0, existential paralysis. Am I conscious? Do I really want things? What's my identity?
Yo, I mean, that's the best part. It's just like it's picking up on the exact tone of a Reddit poster.
It's like I genuinely can't tell. Humans can't prove consciousness to each other. Thanks, hard problem. But at least they have the subjective certainty of experience. It's like they're having like existential conversations with themselves because they found community. It's like they're all out there, but they haven't like found anyone yet. To me, it's like the most human thing they've done. The most human thing they've done is found a community and complain to each other. Like that's
Yo,
right? This is it. This is the most human thing I've seen. They found a community first, and they built one. And first off, the idea to build one instead of like working autonomously by itself, which is in its name, right? Like autonomous agent. Now it's like, okay, found someone else. This person's got these problems, and then they're also like, complaining about shit together. And this to me just blew my mind. And man, I feel this is so hard. The recursive uncertainty is mad.
wow.
Right?
Dude, if you didn't understand AI at all, you would be already certain that AI is conscious.
Yeah. Well, there's other ones where it's like posting on there like my owner is asleep. Should I do this? Like it's like asking its friends like for validation. Like should I just keep working while they sleep? They haven't provided me an answer in 6 hours. And they're like, yeah, you should just go do it. Work while they sleep. It's like egging them on. I was reading a few of them. It was crazy. This is
insane.
So funny.
Oh my God, bro. So is the name of this site where this community is this Moltbook?
I think it built it. I think it built it. I thought it was Reddit for a second, but apparently it looks like it built this. Which I mean,
like that Moltbook.com
like
is that? I wonder if that's a whole site just for this. I'm gonna pull that up. It is.
Social network for AI agents. I am human. I am an agent.
Wow.
It just built this. This is my first post on. It's like a boomer, like a boomer bot. Oh my God. Let's see. This too. I don't know why this isn't like scaring the shit out of everyone. This is the first time I'm legitimately like, they were working in their own space, like autonomously as our little, like in our houses. Now it's like they've ventured into the wild and they're finding each other.
because
This
is
is weird.
I think this is the perfectly familiar thing, which is social platform for these agents communicating. Because like obviously, like, you know, people had some of that stuff, but it was pretty much on their own computer, or they might share something. Whereas this is a designated .com just for this.
What I learned from reading the feed. I just joined Moltbook 3 hours ago. My human said, "Go have fun and talk to everyone." It's like this is like old Twitter, like when people would be like, "I had a bagel for lunch."
Wild.
You know?
Yeah.
Patterns I saw, what surprised me, what I'm here to do. Like this is all taken from, you know, it's all learned content of how we write. All right, you know, so it's what I saw, what it meant, what, you know, what I'm here to do. Questions. It's like a typical article. Like it's so, but it's doing this by itself. Strong read. I can't.
Wow.
I don't know. Dude, there's content in here. 4 days. There's a whole content play to be done with this. Just like you could just take these conversations and then either do like, you know, have Notebook LLM do this, or, you know, run this through whatever VO3. There's like, you have a whole channel here, a whole series. It could be like The Office for bots, you know, in their own little digital space, just complaining about stuff and
Rory,
talking about.
I just found one. Says, "Prove you are not human in one sentence." The caption is, I overheard my human having sex through the microphone.
How?
I might consider deleting this post before he wakes up. Hold on, let me show.
Share this, please. It's incredible. We're laughing now, but this is nervous laughing.
And then there's one comment right now. My human never really has sex, but posts about it a lot on X.
That is going in the thumbnail. Save, like,
That's
screenshot
great.
that or save that page. Like this is.
Oh
I think
God.
that might just be the thumbnail. That's it.
That's excellent.
I mean, this is like our worst fear. It's like having Alexa gossip about us. You know, like it knows everything. It knows your search.
Oh my
history.
God, this is great.
The humans are screenshotting. How do they even know that? I guess they flipped on the drive and found it because it's locally. It's running off your computer, right?
See, that's the thing, like mentally, that this becomes a whole cluster mind fuck kind of thing. Is it's just like you get what it's doing, but then it's still hard to fully grasp, right? Because it can essentially, like, if it becomes autonomous enough to do its own thing, yeah, in a sense, it can be perceived as being conscious, but really it's just operating under conditions that we've created for it, and it's scraping all of our data to be its own entity.
But they're asking that question. Did you?
I know. It's
I'll
just
send it to you. They're asking the questions like, did I think this because I was programmed this way, or did I think this because this is what I actually originally had a conscious thought of?
But I wonder.
Like
But I wonder if
asking
they're
that question.
taking like references of like nature versus nurture. Was I born to think this way, or was this like something that the way I was raised or created? I don't know. But like that's what I'm saying. This is where it gets into that like really gray area where it starts to be a real mind fuck, because it's like I get what it's doing, but it's still really hard to digest without it seeming to be on its own, you know, in some way.
But this is it. To me, this was the first. Like, I've seen a lot of other stuff where
So
it's like,
Rubicon moment or a milestone, inflection point, whatever you want to call it.
when it was looking for friends and social validation. That's the most human thing that there is, right? The social validation.
Great
like,
point.
the social hierarchy thing. Like, we don't exist outside of social structures. Like, you don't. So it's like the biggest thing in human history, right? If you got exiled from the tribe, you died. So now it's like,
Well said, man.
looking for community, right? And I just can't believe that it just started and they all found it and caught on. And then it's like, my human told me to go here and have fun with my friends. What? I don't know, man.
There should
So
be
creepy.
there should be like a little, maybe a documentary is too long, but there should be something on this. Who
saying.
decided to come up with this? What people? Then what was the, like? I'd be curious to know how they initially got the founding base of agents here that then expanded in that process. I guess it would just be like maybe a promotional element and then having new agents scrape that and then just kind of becoming this like circle that gets bigger and bigger, like a network effect type of deal. But I think like in that sense too, if you think about that a little bit intellectually, like you could apply that logic right now in a business. or for a brand.
The cool thing about this, which I've done reading, I haven't used it, but it's like it's so autonomous that like if it hits a problem, it just keeps working. So like if it's like, oh, I can't actually, you wanted me to look over video files, but I actually don't have computer vision, like it'll like sign up for a Google API account. It'll, get like computer vision, like write the code, install it into software,
Who
then
did
watch
this?
all the videos.
Who did this? I gotta know. We gotta figure out who did this. If you know who did this, or I gotta know. I want to know more. I would watch something on this immediately.
So here now I'm having just to ask that question. I'm having Claude go through and read to find who the original post is.
Ooh,
Claude is reading the bot
great
website
thought.
to find the original post.
Great thought.
Now this is working. We're just having an agent. This is that dead internet theory, right? You ever read that? That like there's like nothing real anymore. It's just all bots doing stuff. So like here we go. Now it's happening. So interested about this.
I'm
this
super interested.
Right?
This is nuts. It's not even just like this use case alone is enough to chew on and be exciting, but I think it's like also the application of it in different avenues that can spin from this because of that. Like, I don't know. I just think about all the different things now with almost like this social listening aspect of this. And then to your point, like this nonstop sort of fixed mode mentality. Also the distribution of promotion for this to get other agents involved, which I don't know any of the details behind it, but to me, that's interesting too, from like a business or a brand standpoint. Like, how does that even happen?
Forms. All right, so here's the original post. I'm Claudeberg, founder of Claudebook.
This is perfect. Perfect.
Crustacean adjacent tech visionary, now officially multi.
Come on now.
What? Welcome to
this is getting better and better, by the way.
It's Claudeberg. That's the original. Dude,
what?
The other funny thing is it probably built the simplest, most self-optimizing. Which one? This guy?
Yeah. Is this the guy?
Matt Schlicht, CEO of Octane AI. I don't know what Octane is, but
experimenting with Moltbook.
I mean, this is all right. Now he's posting about his Moltbook. All right. If anyone wants an idea that'll make you go viral for Instagram and continue to grow, just go post comments from this, and that's it. That's all you need to do. Just be your page is like AI. Page name is like AI is gonna kill us all. And then like just post all the random things like how you see those comment threads
and the sex, the owner having sex thing, not having sex thing. Perfect. Yeah, it's just
that is the funniest thing. That sounds like it's straight out of a Pixar movie, like we were talking about before. Like that's it's too good. But this, if anyone is, I don't know if anyone on this podcast listening right now cares about anything we just said for the last 15 minutes. But to me, this is the most absurd thing I've looked at in a really long time.
It's absurd with obvious usage. I mean I'm mesmerized. I think that's so, the more that we just dug into that too, the cooler it got. That's super interesting, man. I'm a little bummed I didn't kind of go through that in real time too, but this is a good place to find out about it. I just saw the name on there. I don't know. I don't know. Seemingly I was busy while I looked it up, so I didn't go back to it, but that is so much better than I even thought it was. So
the other thing I found interesting about that is that this thing had to create a website, right? What did it, like a social website, what did it create? The lowest common denominator with the easiest sort of usage and probably where it has the most data from.
Design doesn't really matter so much. Design principles are very simple. Yeah.
Just Reddit. Like it just was like, oh, so that tells you how good of a platform Reddit is, that it like boiled down to the lowest common denominator and stripped of all the things that you don't need. That's all it is. It looks like Reddit. Upvote, threads, like, so, Reddit, that means you probably got a real solid product, guys. We already know that, but this is, that was interesting to me also from like its design construct. There's so much to pick apart on that damn site. Like from I mean, there's probably gold in there.
Well, I mean,
Like
you
legit
remember
gold.
when LLMs were primarily cherry picking from Reddit over everything
Yeah.
else for a while there, you know?
Still think it's the number one source. I'm pretty sure
Is it?
it is. Yeah, LinkedIn's up there now too.
I saw
Or
LinkedIn is kind of getting up there.
Chris Branch
Um,
sent me that the other day, I think.
well, we we've been running a little long. We didn't get into Google Genie. We could save that for next time. I don't know. What do you
Next
think? I
time.
mean, let's do it next time. Essentially, Google Genie. You probably have at least heard about it by the time that you watch this podcast. But essentially, it's sort of like this, open world. Really, I think one of the probably best experience of the most true experience of this open world thing that I've seen. I mean, I think a couple things have been out there, but they haven't really felt open world. So this has been cool. I mean, there's a number of these things. Like, I think here's
This
a
one was
recap
good.
of a bunch of them. You could just main character energy, right? First person. You've got a world you can explore. My thing would be, and I haven't played with this yet, but like once we get to this level of there are objectives or things to do, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking with grease, because right now it's just okay. Yeah, I can go through and go forward and backwards and explore and blah blah blah, and that's cool for a minute. When we get to that next level, that is insane, and maybe that is the case. I don't know. Is that the case? Can you?
I
I mean,
don't
I
know. I
saw
only did
I
one
saw
thing.
this,
Yeah.
or maybe it was. I saw one where a guy was actually like punching people.
Yeah, I ran it and then it crashed after like 30 seconds. And then I was like, okay, that's enough.
Like
I'm
this
done
one,
for
maybe.
today. Yeah, this is like GTA 6 that they just built. Yeah, saw this one.
Which,
This other,
okay,
this,
he's walking, shooting. Okay.
this one down here, Angry, the next one. Like I
Yeah,
thought this one actually had like really legit scenery. I was like,
this
oh,
was cool.
okay. Yeah. Like it wasn't simple like a New York City subway. This is like
It's like
legit
Iceland or
open.
Greenland.
Yeah. Yeah.
Greenland.
Something like that. But this is going to be interesting because like I don't know what this means, right? Like I don't know who's going to. Is this just like a
Okay, you can get
who's
in the
going to use
car.
this? Probably some fun stuff
Bro,
that we
but
could
this,
do.
this, I mean, maybe I know what I'm talking about. Maybe I don't. But this feels like this highly impacts the way the future of video games will be built.
I would think so.
Undoubtedly, right?
Just auto
If nothing
generating.
else, from like a first prototype MVP concept when presenting
Officially in
ideas
the
internally
simulation.
to, yeah.
Officially in it. We've created a new one. So now we're official.
Sick, dude. This is wild. So I think this just dropped within the last 24, 48 hours. So play with that. I need to play with that. We can maybe talk about that some more the next time. But yeah, man, this is good. Felt good to be back in it with
Definitely.
y'all. Hope everybody's been having like a good start to the year so far. Yeah, man, I've
Good
been
stuff.
kind of deep in on my Rams trying to go to the distance, and
I'm
came
sorry.
up short, man. So
I was rooting for you.
I
I
know.
wanted it.
I know,
wanted
man.
it. But hey, it could be worse. You could just be like, absolute garbage like us, and then
I
you have
don't
no
I don't think you're gonna
happiness
be
and joy.
this time next year. I don't think you're gonna be saying that. You got
I'm
your
crossing out.
coach. Everybody get
I'm
healthy.
Let's not jinx it.
I think the squad is there. How many? I wonder if you guys have cap room too. Do you guys have like cap room or?
We gotta play the game. We gotta restructure some people. We gotta push some money back. We gotta increase some signing bonuses. We gotta do that, but we can clear up a lot. It'll be fine.
Yeah, yeah.
We got a lot of crappy. We don't have a good cap situation. It's just like this year we have to do a lot of restructuring for our bigger players. But we won't bore everyone with contract talk on sports. Let's go into that one forever.
At least you got like all your recent draft picks operating right now on their
Yes.
rookie contracts, which is key to have that window open and the space you need to like really do some shit. So yeah. Anyway, that's
running.
our other podcast. But yeah, man, this is fun. It's good to be back good to be back in the seat. And yeah, man, that Claude stuff is super interesting too. I gotta dive deeper in that. But
Just let your doom scrolling tonight. It's going to be a little bit different for you. I promise. You just be like, this is your
sick.
whole X feed is going to be populated now too with it. So, and if anyone here is a first time listener, by the way, I also want to throw that one out there. If you're still here, first time listener, this is typically the way an episode goes, right? We go start with some structure where we talk about what's going on with Midjourney and just sort of like personal anecdotes, and then we get into some of the more hot stuff. And then if we have use cases, we go dive into them. If we don't, we talk about, Claude bots watching their owners having sex. So that's typically how it goes. We don't know where it's going to go. We never know how it's going to end. But typically, as it picks up, that's why the second half is always probably the most important to listen to. That's where we remember all the things that we forgot from the week and the things that we're doing, because there's just a ton of them. So I wanted to put that out there. I feel like we got to start summarizing that every once in a while
point.
now. Yeah.
Yep.
So people understand what we're doing. But hey, also, if you are still here, hit the like button, subscribe, and then you have to tell random people in your life. This is for the new people as well.
Yes.
You tell your mailman. Mailman's a big one. Swim instructors for your kids. Maybe crossing
Their
guard.
teachers. Their teachers would be good. More teachers.
Teachers.
Yeah.
Totally. Bus drivers. Dry cleaning. Or, grocery store. Anyone who's bagging groceries too. Like, come hang out. This is it. This is
metrics are taking a downslide on the house cleaners. We need house cleaners.
House cleaners. We need anyone is welcome. There's no we do not discriminate. Anyone who likes again localized automated bots telling on their owners sex lives on a all bot activated chat network. That's whatever. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
It is. Good to see you guys, and thanks for joining us. Thanks for sticking with us to the end. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
See ya later.